Hi Scorpio, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is January 17th, 2020. This is a general love reading for the sign of Scorpio. Because this is a general love reading, it can pertain to any kind of relationship, situation, or circumstance that you're dealing with. Be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards or the pronouns that I'm using to describe them. You can interchange the roles within the reading. In other words, you might be represented by any of the characters that shows up in the cards. This also means that you might feel like I'm talking directly to you, but you could also feel like you're cross-watching this reading for somebody else that you're dealing with. So don't try to make the story fit. You will know if it's resonating for you. You will also know who you are in the reading. My intention is to reach as many people as I can who need this message the most and who will benefit from it. Okay, Scorpio, so we're going to get started. I want to give this deck one more shuffle, and then we'll see what's going on for Scorpio. Here we go. In your underlying energy, Scorpio, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, paired with the Ace of Pentacles. The Page of Swords, paired with the Knight of Swords. We have Strength in reverse, paired with the Five of Cups in reverse. The Five of Pentacles in reverse, and that is paired with the Eight of Cups. Okay, Scorpio, so it looks like you may have had some bad luck in regards to love in the recent past, or you didn't have much luck in the way of a connection with somebody. However, it looks like you have an opportunity in front of you, something that could potentially be financially prosperous. And it may be due to the fact that you've kind of had some bad luck in love, and that's kind of led you to this new opportunity, if that makes sense. I feel like you're getting ready to take action, or really kind of putting some thought into this. I think that you are still recovering from some losses, from some grief, maybe some things in your past. Could be in relation to lost relationships or missed connections. You might still be feeling a little bit incapable of kind of moving on, but you're picking up the pieces, starting to get back on track, starting to regain some confidence. And I do feel like you're ready to move past some things that haven't been working out so well for you in the emotional realm, and maybe focusing a little bit more on what you do have control of in your own life, which is tangible, things that can make you feel more secure, more confident. I do feel, again, that this could pertain to finances, job situations, feeling like you're getting yourself back on your feet. I feel like you might be prioritizing yourself right now, Scorpio. And working toward having a more positive outlook, which could be, again, bringing forth some new opportunities for you, specifically in the financial realm. So let's see what else we get for you, Scorpio. Clarifying the Knight of Cups in reverse, we have the Four of Wands in reverse. Ace of Pentacles is clarified by the Eight of Cups again, but this time in reverse. have the King of Pentacles, clarifying the Page of Swords. The Five of Cups, again, this time in the upright position, clarifying the Knight of Swords. Strength is clarified by the Six of Cups in reverse. The Five of Cups in reverse is clarified by the World. The Five of Pentacles in reverse is clarified by the Knight of Cups again, this time in the upright. And the Eight of Cups is clarified by the Devil in reverse. So it does look like you maybe have removed yourself or gotten out of some emotional situations that were leaving you feeling a little unstable, a little bit defeated. We have the King of Pentacles on the table, clarifying the Page of Swords. Because this Court card came out first, and it's one of the main cards, I think this is your energy. Scorpio, the King of Pentacles is somebody who is feeling secure and confident, capable, ready and willing. This is somebody who has his feet on the ground, is doing well in regards to taking care of himself, possibly taking care of others around him that he cares for and feels responsible for. The King of Pentacles can be a family man, someone who's very loyal and compassionate. And I feel like you are feeling good about moving forward, specifically in regards to taking some action to heal from some relationships that haven't been going so well, have not been gelling for you, have you feeling grief and heartache. I think you have a new opportunity on the table, but I think you know that you have to get past some of this first. You could be hanging on to something that maybe happened in the past in regards to someone that you're very close to, a very close connection. Maybe someone who you feel did you wrong and made you feel less than. I think you're recovering from that. I think that you are starting to feel like this is finally coming to a close. That instead of just sitting back and feeling sorry for yourself, you've now taken some action to get back up on your feet and deal with this Five of Cups energy. And as a result, you're picking up the pieces, coming to terms with things, closing out this grief, starting a new chapter, seizing new opportunities that are presented to you. Or maybe opportunities that have presented them to you in the past, but you just weren't in your right mindset to take a hold of these and run with it because you were dealing with some grief. I feel like maybe some people or a person in the past may have taken advantage of you or taken advantage of your heart, taken advantage of your loyalty, the person that you are, your compassion. And I think you're coming to terms with accepting the fact that you can start inviting some new connections, new relationships into your life that will value who you are and be right for you. I think that for a while you were feeling like maybe you were just having bad luck in that area of your life, and maybe you didn't feel like you were worthy of relationships that were positive and healthy for you and helped you move in the direction that you want to go. And based on what I'm seeing in these cards, it looks like you're leaving some toxic situations in the past. You're walking away from things that are no longer serving you, not healthy for you, leaving those behind. This seems to be kind of a general theme in a lot of the readings I've been doing lately, Scorpio. 2 readings I did yesterday kind of had a similar theme. So I do believe that we're kind of, as a general population, kind of dealing with leaving the things behind that don't serve us and healing our outlook on life, regaining our positive perspectives, not allowing those negative energies into our head so that they influence us in a negative way and keep us from moving forward. Let's get some more cards out here for you, Scorpio. So clarifying the Knight of Cups in reverse in your underlying energy, we have the Ten of Wands. I feel like you've been carrying this burden for a while. You might still be holding on to some relationships that are feeling like a burden to you, feeling like they are not going anywhere. We have the Six of Swords clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, indicating that moving past these negative influences in your life will move you in the right direction towards new opportunities. And the Ace of Pentacles can indicate, of course, new financial opportunities, new jobs, a new business, a new talent or gift that you are nurturing, maybe a new creative endeavor that might ultimately be financially beneficial or profitable for you. But you've had to deal with some stuff, recover, heal, in order to get to this point where you can have these opportunities in your life again. So we have the Page of Cups in reverse clarifying the Page of Swords. And the Star is clarifying the Knight of Swords, which is clarifying this Five of Cups. The Sun, clarifying strength. Five of Cups in reverse is clarified by the Ace of Wands. We have Justice, clarifying the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And Judgment in reverse, clarifying the Eight of Cups. So more of the same. It's really actually a positive, very positive message that I'm getting for you, Scorpio. I do feel that you're speaking out, that you're making it known, that you have identified those connections that are not sincere, that are not loyal, that are not serving you. I do feel like you are speaking up about this, communicating, possibly communicating to those who have kind of kept you down, held you back. And you're not just speaking up about it, but maybe taking action to clean up the riffraff, move away from this lack of hope, move away from this feeling like you can't quite achieve complete happiness, wish fulfillment, because of the grief that's been a focal point in your life. So I feel like you're speaking up about it, but you're also taking action. And going, again, maybe to clean up the riffraff. And, you know, some of these relationships I feel, and this does feel relationship-centered, like you're, again, leaving old behind, looking forward to something new that'll be more nurturing for you and more positive. But you are hanging on still to some of those harder relationships that were tough for you to walk away from, because you're starting to see that they were having a negative impact on your sense of self. I'm not necessarily saying that you're closing out relationships and completely walking away. What I think you're doing is creating boundaries around those whose presence in your life are not supportive and not serving you. Because once you close out this cycle of healing, once you finally leave the riffraff behind, you are going to have, there's an Ace of Wands for you, you're going to have these new opportunities, not just opportunities that will serve you possibly in the financial realm, the tangible things in life, but also in love, in relationships. I do feel like you will make new connections, because when we close out things that don't serve us, when we walk away from negative things that are not healthy for us, we open the door for new things to come in that can fill that space and be positive influences in our life. Right, Scorpio? And you know what? It's about damn time. Right? I mean, honest to God. It's about damn time that the scales tipped in the right direction for Scorpio. In related to not just relationships, but opportunities in our life that will be positive and move us in the right direction. Both emotional opportunities, financial opportunities, tangible opportunities that make you feel good. I think that's what 2020 is going to be all about, is this transformation year where we walk away from the toxic energy. We walk away from the toxic energy that's been in our lives, and we walk away from the bad decisions we've been making because we're making them for all the wrong reasons, right? Maybe even revisiting some of those things that we've been dealing with in the past that haven't served us. Why have we hung on to those things for so long? That kind of thing. And I say we because, again, Scorpio, I've been getting a lot of these kind of readings where it feels like this isn't just you dealing with this. This isn't just Scorpio having to put up with healing from some of these negative things that have been a part of our lives and things that have been holding us back, including people and relationships. You're not alone. So Scorpio, that was a pretty simple and precise reading. I liked it. I think that you've got some positive things to look forward to. Again, when you close the doors and move away from those things that no longer serve you, including relationships and connections, workplace, in the home, and even circles of friends that are not serving you, are not making you happy anymore. When you close those doors and you walk away from those kind of things, you open up that space for new opportunities, new relationships, things that will fill your life with positivity. So I'm going to get a Dreams of Gaia tarot card for you, Scorpio, to close out this reading. Maybe get some advice, some words of encouragement, some next steps forward, maybe some clarity on where you're headed. I think this one wanted to come out. There's two cards here. We have, now I try to read these cards without my glasses, and I sometimes get them wrong. So I'm going to put my glasses on to see what these are. We have the Ace of Earth. So this card, the Ace of Earth, or no, I'm sorry, that's the Ace of Water, which is the Ace of Cups. And all the aces are these fabulous dragon cards. So indicating possible new relationships, new love. And then we have the Eight of Air, which would be the Eight of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. The Ace of Cups, again, is all about new love, relationships, new connections, And the 8 of air, 8 of swords, this would be about feeling trapped, feeling confined, feeling like you can't move forward, feeling like you, again, need to maybe address some issues first before moving on to something new. But again, these dreams, and I don't know that I pulled this one for an online, for a YouTube video. This one looks like, you know, you've got a sword. This guy's holding 2 swords, one of them by the handle and one of them, the blade is piercing his hand. So this one looks to be about making choices, wrong choices versus right choices. Very applicable for this particular reading. So I'm going to read both of these for you. And we'll start with the Ace of Cups, or Ace of Water, in the upright position. This one's pretty short. It's a fabulous image. I love these dragon cards. All of these cards are fabulous. You can sit and stare at them for hours. I really like them. The Ace of Water symbolizes the beginning of a new love and those feelings of nervous excitement we experience at the start of a new relationship. It is that growing sense of attraction and infatuation that draws you in and dares you to throw common sense aside. Falling in love is both paradoxically thrilling and terrifying as a flood of emotions picks you up and carries you away. The river could carry you gently or lead you to rapids, or worse, fling you over a waterfall. Regardless of where this new beginning may lead, now is time to open your heart to another, or to new experiences or opportunity. Remember that the Ace of Water does not necessarily symbolize a romantic relationship. You are being asked to allow your desire, passion, or attraction to carry you along in its flow and trust that it will take you to where you need to be. There you go. Getting rid of the riffraff opens up the door for something like this. New love, new potential. And you can't be afraid of it, right? If you're afraid of it because of past failures, you're just pushing it away. So you've got to clean up the riffraff first so that you can invite this kind of energy back into your life. So let's get 8 of air and see what this one has to say. Is this one going to be long? Oh my gosh. This one's very long. Okay, well, if you get bored, Scorpio, you can turn it off, but I'm going to read the whole thing. So this is going to end up being a little bit longer than I had hoped. Trying to shorten these videos to about 20 minutes, and I've had a little bit of success using fewer decks, but I can't get away from this if it's long. I'm going to read the whole thing for you, Scorpio. If you get bored, you can turn off the video. I hope you don't, but you can turn it off if you want. Here we go. We are creatures driven by our egos. Our ego is in part our identity, the center of our consciousness. It is driven by our instincts and base desires and constrained by culture and society. It can have us feeling confident and certain, or it can have us feeling uncertain and afraid. It can also employ one of the several defense mechanisms to shield us from uncomfortable truths or a reality that we are not willing or ready to accept. So many of us are afraid of the truth. We can be so afraid of the truth that our ego will work hand in hand with our primal instincts and do what it can to protect us. If our ego is wounded or we have been taught to fear, the defense mechanisms employed may also be detrimental to good health, well-being, and to our relationships with others. Our need to feel safe, to feel good, to be right, to be better, to be needed, or to be loved can result in the evidence at hand, reality, being distorted and shaped to fit our perception of events so that what we want to believe is in conflict with fact. Cognition is the process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experience, and the senses. Cognitive dissonance is a conflict that arises when an individual attempts to hold on to 2 conflicting beliefs or thought processes at the same time. That conflict can give rise to mental, emotional, and physical discomfort, especially when our actions and our reason for behaving in a particular manner war with our natural sense of right and wrong, and the moral code we are taught by those around us. Practicing a behavior that does harm, smoking or overeating, for example, can give rise to cognitive dissonance. The desire to continue doing something that everybody knows and cannot deny is harmful is rejected by a belief that benefits the individual more than it harms them. Their parents or grandparents may have smoked for decades with no apparent ill effects, or the individual may come from a long line of overweight people who all lived long and happy lives. The act of smoking helps one to keep their weight under control, while the act of eating makes the other feel sated and peaceful. There is an emotional or psychological hook, and so they continue even though their choice to do so could result in their chronic ill health, even death. What they have is an addiction, and what their mind attempts to do is to make them feel good about the fact that they refuse to give up their addiction. They know and understand the potential consequences of their choice to continue, but refuse to consider them or choose to ignore them, responding in a defensive manner when those consequences are raised. However, the conflict that arises can be dispelled by doing one of several things: accept reality and then make changes in one's life in accordance to that truth, or by the continued use of self-justification and other defense mechanisms in order to make ourselves feel better, continue to do something or believe something that is doing us or others harm. The self-justification and rationalization increases our self-esteem and allows us to see our thoughts and actions in a favorable light. Nobody likes to think poorly of themselves, and so our ego acts to protect us by creating reasons and excuses to justify our actions. This is natural and normal behavior. We all do it sometime or another. But while we can embrace a natural and normal state of denial, we are unlikely to escape the consequences of our actions. We can deny and suppress, we can rationalize, and we can justify. But every action gives rise to a consequence, and those consequences can be both favorable or not. If you do something that you consciously or unconsciously know to have a potential harmful consequence, and you choose to ignore it or believe that it won't manifest, then the 8 of air comes to caution you to think again. There is a price to be paid for all that you do, no matter your reason or intentions, and you alone are responsible for the consequences born of your actions. In everything you do, cause and effect will play out. It is inevitable, and the consequences unavoidable. The 8 of air is a very challenging card because it symbolizes the need to look at your beliefs and behavior and question them. Are you hiding from an uncomfortable reality? It is time to take responsibility for your thoughts, actions, and the consequences they give rise to, and to see them for what they really are. It is a time to be humble and accept that you might have projected your feelings about yourself onto another. Have you made a mistake or chosen a path or belief that has not served you well, and instead of accepting this painful truth, allowed your ego to weave a reality that allows you to pretend? It is time to face the facts. Don't worry about losing face or admitting to your humanity. Contrary to the belief that others will think less of you, in most situations a simple apology and admitting that you made a mistake or have been protecting yourself from a harsh truth will earn people's respect. Therefore, accept that maybe you don't know as much as you think you do, and that you might be hiding behind a false reality created by ego that serves only to make you feel good. But do not blame yourself or allow a wounded ego to make you think poorly of yourself. We all make mistakes. We all at one time or another try to deny, rationalize, and justify our actions and behavior. Every single one of us. It is an inherently human trait. Our egos will instinctively work to protect us, but sometimes we have to accept that our egos don't always have us do the healthy, right, or honorable thing. Take this opportunity to take charge of your life, embrace your personal power by learning from your mistakes so that you grow in wisdom and awareness. Be humble and accept the truth that your ego is not always honest and you are not always right. Your ego might have your best interest at heart, but it will offer self-justification in order to make you feel good about your behavior, in order to protect you from the harsher truth that your actions may have been misguided or harmful. The path to enlightenment is made up of our mistakes and the lessons learned from them along the way. Wisdom is earned, not bestowed. So I love the meaning of that card. It was a little long-winded. I thought it was a little repetitive, if I'm being honest. I love these cards and I love the book. But I think the point was made in the first paragraph that, we all make mistakes, and once you realize that you're just kidding yourself sometimes and maybe hanging on to some of this toxic energy, including relationships, you can fix those things and move towards positive things in your life. So it really hit the nail on the head, in my opinion, Scorpio, as long-winded as it was, that what you're doing is opening the door for some really positive energy to come in once you face these truths and rid yourself of the riffraff. I might have to title this Ridding Yourself of the Riffraff, Scorpio. So thank you for joining me. If the reading resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you'd like. I do respond to all of those. Thank you again for watching, and I hope I see you again soon. Take care. Bye, Scorpio.